All right, Monday night game, Bears at the Rams. This line opened up Rams -6.5. It's down to 5.5. I saw that there was a lot of money coming in on the Bears, and I assumed that there was public money, but I actually just kind of alerted that it's sharp money moving this line down. So the pros like the Bears. Do you agree with them?
I do. I have no idea why the Rams are favored by this much. And I don't like the Bears that much. I don't like either of these teams, but I can't fathom why the Rams are viewed as 5.5 points better than the Bears. I mean, they struggled to move the ball against the 49ers. And the Bears defense right now, as currently constructed, is just as good, if not better, than the 49ers, if only because they're more healthy. But we saw Jared Goff struggle against the 49ers. He couldn't find anyone open. He was misfiring the ball frequently. The running game's been all right, but it's been Darrell Henderson, and then they mix in Malcolm Brown randomly, and they play Cam Akers for one single snap and don't give him a carry. And they're just kind of doing weird things there. And I think Cooper Kupp looked bad last game. He dropped some open passes, and then Jared Goff misfired. It looked like they couldn't connect on throws. So I'm kind of out on the Rams right now. Like you, I regret picking them last week and not going with the 49ers. I didn't like that game much, but it was prime time. So I think that the Bears are going to be the right side here. They're just playing well on defense, and they may not score much, but they're going to keep games close, and that's how they're winning. Some of it's a little bit luck, but I don't see the Rams running up a big score here. So I could see this being a field goal game, and I could see the Bears winning it. So I'm all over the Bears at this price.
Yeah, we agree. I don't know why the Rams are favored by this many points either. It really doesn't make much sense, and the sharps are all over it. I wish we got +6 or +6.5, but +5.5 should still be good enough. I think the Rams, if they win this game, would probably be by a field goal, but I could see Chicago pulling the upset as well. The Rams, their 4 wins have come against the NFC East. So I guess congratulations on winning the division there. But outside of that, they were getting blown out at Buffalo, 28-3. And then the Bills kind of fell asleep. But yet the Rams they came back, but they still lost. And then they got blown out by the 49ers on Sunday night. A Niner team that just lost to Miami. This Rams team is just not very good. Jared Goff, when he gets a lot of pressure in his face, he really tends to implode. And you can say that about any quarterback, like Tom Brady, the best of all time. He lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants because the Giants put a lot of pressure in his face. But Jared Goff, just like he forgets snap counts, like when he gets pressure in his face. Like that's how bad he is, when things aren't going well for him. And the Bears can do that. The Bears can get a lot of pressure on Goff with Khalil Mack and the other Robert Quinn and Akeem Hicks. Like they have a lot of guys to get pressure on Goff. And so I think Goff could have a multi-interception game here. Whereas, the Bears, I think they should be able to move the ball. The Rams have some issues at linebacker, which the Niners expose. And I think if the Bears are paying attention, they'll be able to do kind of like the same thing there. So, I like Chicago here. Kind of sad that the 6 and 6.5 are gone. But yeah, still 5.5 is still good enough.
Yeah, I would have loved to get a 6 or 6.5. That would have felt ridiculous. But yeah, for me, like these teams feel very equal. I like Steven's analysis here. 2 bad O-lines take the points. Yeah, that's the easiest way to put it. Just take the points if they're very even teams.
Yeah, that's true. So someone's asking for a teaser. I'd like to do a teaser once per week. I found mathematically like the best odds of hitting a teaser are taking a team under 3 and above 7, because that way you go through 3, 6, and 7, which is like gives you the best math. Like obviously, like other than that, like teasers are just a losing proposition. Because like if you don't get 3, 6, and 7, you're not going to win long term. So without doing much research and just getting this question, if I were doing a teaser right now, I would go with the 49ers, taking them from 2.5 to 8.5, and I would go with let's see here, the Lions from 2 to 8. That's what I would do for the teaser. But yeah, maybe I'll post that later in the week. We'll see.
Yeah, I would also nominate the Titans for that. I think we're waiting on some injury news there, but taking them from 2 to 8, I think would be good as well.
Yeah, they're another one. Yeah, so 2 of those 3 teams I would definitely do. All right, so we have Survivor picks left. Given that we were both eliminated in week 1 with the Colts losing to the Jaguars, not like keeping full track of the teams we picked, but like this is basically just advice for you if you're still alive. I think the obvious pick this week for me is the Bills over the Jets. The Bills are not going to lose to the Jets, so if you want just a clean winner, just take the Bills. But I think the right thing to do is to take the Chargers over the Jaguars. You can use the Bills in more situations than the Chargers because the Bills will get some easier games at home later in the year, whereas the Chargers, they play in a tough division, so you don't really know what's going to happen. Maybe they suffer more injuries, but with everyone coming back, I think the Chargers are the right play here to be contrarian. And like, who knows, maybe something weird happens and Josh Allen gets hurt and there's a lot of turnovers and the Jets somehow pull a miracle. Crazier things have happened. Not too many crazy things, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I definitely agree the Chargers are a good pick. I will say they do have a really good 5-game stretch coming up. I think they're playing the Jaguars. I used to know this off the top of my head. I think Jaguars, Broncos, Raiders, Jets, and Dolphins. So there are a couple tough teams in there, but there are also a couple of teams you can pick the Chargers against. So I like them. I would say the Bills are the best. Chargers are good. I would also consider the Saints against the Panthers. I just don't see them losing that one coming out of the bye. I don't think it's the best time to pick the Saints, but if you want to go hyper contrarian and go with the team that could really just, should win, I would go with the Saints.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, that's it for our Week 7 NFL Picks video. So do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Jacob Kamenker. I tweet out pick updates throughout the week. I also retweet some of my content from over at Sporting News and their fantasy department. So if you need fantasy advice, hit me up there or go to sportingnews.com/fantasy. And yeah, let's just keep talking football. We're into week 7 and we're still got a pretty good winning record. So knock on wood, hopefully that continues.
Yeah, I hope so. Week 6 was rough, but I think rebounding here, I think, is definitely possible. So I'm pretty optimistic. I'm more optimistic about this week than I was last week. So I'm at waltzerfootball.com. Updated pick stuff throughout the week. Injury reports on Friday. So our big update is on Saturday. So there are going to be a lot of changes, I'm sure, just based on the news. Updated 2021 NFL mock draft on Wednesday morning. Updated fantasy rankings throughout the week. So definitely check that out. And once again, thanks for everyone for listening and watching. It's been a blast. 300 episodes already. I didn't do all of them. Like Charlie Campbell did some episodes as well. So thanks to Charlie. Thanks to you for being a great co-host. Also, thanks to Kenny and Matt VI earlier. It was a blast doing episodes with them. I'll have to do some more episodes with Kenny, some fantasy stuff later on. But yeah, it's been great. And yeah, please hit subscribe and the like button and everything else. That would mean a lot. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Seriously appreciate it. And as always, Walt, thanks for having me on. No, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a blast doing this with you for a year and 7 weeks already. So it's been great. So I guess that's it. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Sounds good. Talk to you then.